And back deep, David Wells Jr. and Saladin Allah. Oh, how about that? Beautiful. Throw some tacos, shall we? Or tortillas. That's right, the tortillas. But tacos, you use them for tortillas and tacos. Let's go down to Josh Sims. Josh?
Well, Tim, you remember the name Malik Murphy. Started his career at Texas, then transferred to Duke. Had one of the best seasons for a Blue Devil quarterback in recent memory. Still found himself getting replaced after the season. Transferred to Oregon State. I asked him about it this week, and he told me, look, I didn't always make the plays I needed to maximize my potential in that offense. Took responsibility for it. Says no ill will towards Duke. Happy to be with Oregon State. He said in the first couple weeks, it's been a rocky start. It's all on his shoulders. Knows he needs to play better for this team to get in the win column there, Timmy B.
What happened to him at Duke is something that I don't think a lot of fans think about. A lot of times players opt to leave. In this case, Duke had other plans and basically let him know he needed to look elsewhere. Anthony Hankerson, the go-to running back, is with him out of the gun. Looks like we have some pre-snap movement and a false start to open this game. They had 6 of these last week.
False start. Number 74 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Tim Rich is our referee today. Mark Larson is handling replays.
Just a subtle movement there by number 74, Jacob Anderson, the redshirt freshman. It's a new environment for him, an opportunity to start this football game. Not a great start.
Yeah, they've had to move some people around, tackles to guards. A backup is in at that position. And Hankerson is stopped, stoned at the line of scrimmage by John Romello Height, number 9, the young man that plays the dog position in this defense that's run by Sheil Wood. Outstanding defensive coordinator that's come in. I've got to give it to Joey McGuire. He made some changes at his coordinator spots, some because he had to. Zach Kitley, the offensive coordinator, became a head coach, and we'll talk about the new one once they have the football. But he's really happy to have Wood, who made it over from Houston. You saw what he left behind in that win against Colorado yesterday. And a quick out to Trent Walker, more of a possession receiver. Redshirt senior out of Portland, Oregon, stopped by Brendan Jordan. Well, they'll give him about 6 yards on the play. 3rd down and 9 coming up.
At home, if you're watching this game, Ryan Gunderson, the offensive coordinator for Oregon State, he's going to play a bit of chess with this Texas Tech defense. You saw on that last play, they were in zero coverage because they want to try to get pressure on Malik Murphy and force him into bad decisions.
Well, think about it. Without the false start, it would be 3rd and a lot more manageable. As it is, it's 3rd and 9. Another pre-snap move. This time it's Elu, 78, the right guard.
False start. Number 78 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Boy, it's hard to get traction, isn't it, when you keep moving back?
First it was the left tackle, now right here, it's the right tackle. So we haven't really gotten into the conversation, Tim, about the continuity of the offensive line because of these issues.
Yep.
However, there have been so many different combinations, and they're still trying to find a way to get on the same page, but they can't get to that because of these pre-snap penalties.
Yeah, Trent Bray has been swimming upstream these first couple of weeks as head coach. Murphy's pass on a deep out, incomplete. David Wells, the intended receiver, and it'll be a punt formation coming up. And a big-time stop for Texas Tech defensively. This is a very tough road to take as a head coach after he came over when Jonathan Smith vacated from Michigan State, now in his 2nd season. And they've had snap problems throughout this season. That's a big issue in this game. It is Van Wells, 55, that's going to handle this particular snap. They've used 3 different ones. And the punter was not that far back, and he went with a pooch, did A.J. Windsor. Did not get much out of it. I mean, that's a short punt. 45-yard line of Oregon State is where Texas Tech will take over. So just a 24-yard boot. And let's get your game plan. It's sponsored by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
Yeah, and the game plan for Oregon State makes special teams special. And you see it's not as special as you would like for it to be right now. And for Texas Tech, be who you are. There's a lot of talk about who they played, and it's not impressive that they blew those teams out. Well, in past years, they haven't played to their standard. They played down the competition, right? And they have another opportunity to play up to their standard today.
Well, they gave him 5 additional yards on the boot, so the Red Raiders start at midfield. And here's Jacoby Williams. And he takes a little flare pass, gets it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Jaheim Patterson, number 6, the stop. Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4, and they go quickly. Williams again. That's a shoestring saving tackle by Dexter Foster. Trust me, he had 14 tackles in the first 2 games. If he doesn't make that one, Jacoby keeps on rolling. We may have some lightning here.
We've just been called for a lightning delay.
2 hours, a little over 2 hours, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it's 3rd down and a short one for Texas Tech. This is their opening series. And right up the gut they go for the first down. And Cameron Dickey, the sophomore out of Austin, Texas, takes it through. And as we reset them, Baron Morton operates at quarterback. The senior now healthy again after injury issues. Looks on the out pattern for Caleb Douglas, along with Reggie Virgil, Coy Aiken, and countless others. Really good go-to receivers. That's what they've done offensively. And again, remember, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Kent State aren't world beaters. They are stepping up in terms of competition today, which is one of the reasons I think the pollsters have been a little soft on Texas Tech. They're number 21 coming in. He may actually be a lot better than that as the season prolongs. On a fly at the corner, it's Aiken. It is touchdown. How do you do?
All right, let's see if he completes the catch. I mean, this is about as perfect a throw as you can make. The ball, he has it pinned. There's a smidge, and I mean, Tim, a smidge of movement. That is going to be something they look at, but I don't know if it's enough movement. He has it pinned up against his body and the arm of the defender. I don't think that's enough to overturn.
Nor do I. Ben Brawala, who was there defending, had his arm in position, just could not break it out of there.
I mean, what a throw, Tim.
Yeah, and an even better catch when you take into account how great the throw was.
Oh, yeah.
Catch was pretty solid, too.
I mean, when you don't even have to move your hands. I mean, you're in a delay. You've been in the locker room. How about come out and drop the bomb on them? Ow!
Magnificent start after the delay for Texas Tech. Coy Aiken with a tremendous catch on a perfectly thrown ball in the corner. And the Red Raiders out to the 7-0 lead. That's Barron's 8th touchdown pass this season. Baron Morton. David Wells is back deep. There go the tortillas again. And let's bring in Mike Pereira, who I think can really analyze why this had to be a touchdown regardless. Mike?
Well, Tim, I think it was a great catch, a great ruling. I'm not quite as excited as Devin got on this, but he's going to get a foot down, and then watch what happens with his right foot. He's going to actually hit the pylon, which puts him out of bounds at that point with the ball breaking the plane. So then it becomes a touchdown as long as he holds on to it when he hits the ground. Really tough call in the field, good call, good analysis by replay and by you guys.
Hey, right, Mike, when you see those referees make really good calls, that's equivalent to that throw. I mean, incredible after a delay.
Yeah, no question. Tim Rich is our white hat today. We're going to run a little inside screen. Saladin Ala unable to bring it in. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. This is a Beavers team that just in its second possession now needs to try to get off 3 plays without a false start. That's been the issue. Malik Murphy, well traveled. I recall seeing him playing In the game against Houston for Texas, when Quinn Ewers got hurt, he came in rather than Arch Manning, kept them in that game. They wound up winning it in a very close one. Then on to Duke, where he had a remarkable year and yet was told, we're making other plans, you need to go elsewhere at the end of last season. Murphy again lets it fly. David Wells was the intended target, but nowhere close. The book on him is that he does not handle pressure well, that Murphy wants to unload it as soon as he feels the heat. Well, that's something that the Texas Tech people have taken into account. It's a point of emphasis for them, and they've got an outstanding defensive front that can really pinch you. And of course, the aforementioned Jacob Rodriguez, outstanding will linebacker, can also bring heat.
And at the top of your screen, you've got one of the best rushers in college football, Romello Height.
On 3rd and 10. They're running a quick curl. It was going to be well shy of the first down. Bryce Caulfield, the intended receiver. Now, the Texas Tech defense is allowing less than 20% on 3rd down so far this year, and that stat will remain intact after that series.
And it's because their production as a defense on 1st and 2nd down is really good. They keep you behind the chains there. 3rd and 10, that's not conducive to the success of the Oregon State offense. They have to get into those manageable down and distances so that Malik Murphy can be comfortable and possibly they can run the football as well.
Tristan Gentry is back in single safety for Texas Tech. And A.J. Windsor, the sophomore, will boot it away. Had a poor punt last time. This one not a lot better. And it took a Texas Tech bounce again. And the Red Raiders will start one more time on the Beavers side of the field. They started at the 50 last time. They'll be at the 48 of the Beavers when we come back. Oh my, what a start. And they've been heard from already. And you see they scored on 20 of 26 drives. Best in FBS play coming in. And there goes Carter and Terrence Carter Jr. Reserve tight end. One of 3 that they'll utilize.
Tim,
by Dexter Foster.
I love them getting Terrence Carter Jr. involved early. He's a guy that does a lot of the dirty work, and it's good to reward a guy that does that with a nice quick screen so he can touch the ball. And you can see, because Texas Tech sub, now they give Oregon State a chance to sub very slowly, I might add.
Yes, indeed. Off the play fake. Morton with time. Now flushed. Look at that adjustment. Well, that was a really good adjustment by Reggie Virgil. Could not reel it in. But he was following his quarterback, not giving up on it after he had been flushed from the pocket.
Yeah, within the concepts are a lot of opportunities for you to change your route, especially when the quarterback gets into that outside and tries to create, and that's a tough fall for Virgil, but he's tough. He had a situation like this a game ago, and he caught a touchdown right after.
2nd and 10. Nothing doing for Dickey. Got into that forward wall. Dexter Foster, the inside backer. Collins, Taylor, and Pobea are the down 3. They've got some really good linebackers that they really believe can get things done for them at Oregon State. Trent Bray, the head coach, also calling the defenses for this team. It's gone through so many changes with the exit of Jonathan Smith prior to the Pac-12 blowing up. And, of course, next year there will be some friends for Oregon State to play within the very new and improved Pac-12. Morton again off his back foot this time. Shooting it for Virgil again. Pretty good coverage, but a heck of a throw given the pressure that he was getting. Vendruwale the third. Sai Vendruwale comes up with the pressure, and he had to unload it, and it's 4th down and 10. Looks like they're going to go.
Yeah, Vendruwale did a very nice job, Aiden White, of getting a collision early in the route so that the timing is thrown off between the quarterback and wide receiver.
2 of 3 on 4th down so far this year. This will be their 4th attempt of the season.
Yeah, clear man-to-man coverage at the bottom of your screen.
And he's going downtown, looking for Virgil. Flag is down in the backfield. That one went over the wrong shoulder. Did they pick up the marker? Nope, they're going to say nope, they didn't. It was a mouth guard rather than a flag, so I beg your pardon on that. So it was either a mouth guard or a glove, one of the two, that was picked up.
That's a huge stop for Oregon State.
It is.
Because, you know, for Texas Tech, when they start to make you bleed, the bleeding just usually doesn't stop, right? So the ability for Oregon State on defense to stop that drive, it's a very nice job by them. But, you know, you think it's a flag, and it's just a mouth guard flying, you know, orange mouth guard, the colors matching Oregon State.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, there's probably some people in social media that needed clearance to know that there, in fact, was something orange.
It was something.
On the field. Hankerson. Not much on the ground against this stingy defense. Lee Hunter, the nose tackle. Young man that's come a long way by way of UCF. Now playing the nose position and has been a steadying influence. He's really improved in his fundamentals, according to Shield Wood, the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech. 2nd and 7. Well, I think a lot of people would be wondering how they handle that long delay, Josh Sims. What say you?
Well, for Oregon State, I talked to Trent Bray, and he told me, look, it was only a couple plays, but I wasn't liking what I saw. So we watched the film. We had a lot we needed to clean up to get back on track. On the other side, for Joey McGuire, he said, hey, we went over the situation we were about to face, and then we turned on some music, and we watched some football.
Why not?
Now, Tim, this is Oregon State's third and long, and you can hear the crowd start to get involved here.
Looking for their first conversion on a 3rd and long, too. Out of the gun, Murphy's got great wheels. But again, look at that recovery by Ben Roberts, the Mike linebacker. And he covered him up very quickly. Ball is at the 43-yard line where they face a 4th down. When you play Texas Tech, you probably need to be thinking yourself about going on 4th down a great deal, because if you let them light you up, you give the football up too much, your defense is going to be hanging its head late. Here they go on 4th down and 4.
They're going to bring pressure.
Oh, a quick kick by Murphy. Hadn't seen that in a while. Well, you know what? It was better than the punter had done.
I was just about to say that, Tim. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. What a nice job by Malik Murphy.
That was 36 yards. That's about 15 more yards than they got from the punter.
And, Tim, it's so good, we're going to show it to break here. Look at that form. Outstanding.
That's Devin Gardner, always looking for the punter here. And Bruce Feldman was here with me about 9-10 years ago for those games. Patrick was the quarterback. Here's Jacoby Williams taking it off the right-hand side. Gets ahead for about 3 yards. So we'll call it 2nd down and 7. A 2-hour NFL pregame, too. The guys, all of them, Kurt Menifee and the entire ensemble, will be in Kansas City to preview that major matchup in America's Game of the Week. Out of the shotgun again, they're going to try Williams. Hard to bring him down. He's going to get it all the way past the line to make. That's a 1st down. Oh, did they stop? Oh, wow. They're going to say that forward progress was stopped further up the field. I don't know about that. I certainly didn't hear a whistle. I mean, they backed him up about 3 yards. That pile was still moving. That's highly questionable. So make it 3rd down and 3, but it's not reviewable. Those legs look like they were still churning to me, partner.
Yeah, I agree. And Oregon State is continuing in this man-to-man coverage, giving those one-on-one opportunities on the outside, similar to this.
RPO to Carter. Terrence Carter with a little highlight maneuver along the sideline. High stepping for the 1st down. 14 yards.
One of the most underrated players on this roster. Take a look at him stick that foot in the ground and go up and over the defender after picking up the 1st down.
Boy, going down before the game in warm-ups, just seeing him.
Man, well put together guy.
Yeah, he's a load. Out of the shotgun again. Trying to run stretch play. That's great penetration that time from Thomas Collins. I noticed him on tape from a week ago. He's really good at punching through there and getting tackles for losses.
Yeah, he does a really nice job there, just crossing the face of right guard Davion Carter, number 56 in red, and getting to the runner.
Not an easy chore either. Looking long again. Caleb Douglas.
I see your tackle for loss, and I raise you another downfield dime from veteran quarterback Baron Morton. Outstanding job, perfect placement, and a touchdown for the Red Raiders. Caleb Douglas has continued to evolve his game and come along, and this quarterback truly trusts him.
Well, he had a heck of a year a season ago. This is his first touchdown of this season. Upton Bellavant will try for the extra point. Last year, Caleb was the Red Raiders' second leading receiver with 60 catches, 877 yards, and 6 touchdowns. They've just got so much weaponry here. Oh, how about that discard? The strength of the receiver. Hot down there for the mascot. His son even has come out. Really humid, too. Those guys from Corvallis are going to feel it at the end of this game. David Wells, again, is back deep, awaiting the kick. And once again with a win, just another booming kickoff for yet another touchback. Let's go back to that touchdown, Devin.
Yeah, Tim, there's something we talked about a week ago, and I told you, when the safeties are low, you got to throw to go. Now, take a look at that space you can get to there. I mean, it is no one back to help a defender on the outside. And with these talented wide receivers, the speed of the offense, right? You get a tackle for loss. Oregon State's all happy. They're celebrating. And then you're not ready. You're not prepared. Safety's rolling all over the place. Nobody back. And it's a deep touchdown. Outstanding job of recognition by the quarterback, Baron Morton, and a great catch and strength by Caleb Douglas.
And let me say this. This is a Texas Tech offense, including Baron Morton, by the way, that the world is not talking about. College football has totally ignored Baron Morton's return to health and just how good he could be with this offense. They're going to hear about him after this week, and next week on Big Noon, you're going to hear a lot more. That's Allah stopped by Cofield.
And Tim, we talked a lot about first down production in the last few games, right? And we've learned that it's directly correlated with being able to continue drive. Well, for Oregon State, they're 0 for 4 on first down production. And what I mean by that is the ability to get at least 4 yards to stay on schedule. They haven't been able to do that, and it happens again right there and puts them behind the chains.
Saladin Allah is in the backfield. Allah head to the 30, up to the 31-yard line. That's Wisniewski, Cole Wisniewski, the free safety, making the stop. We touched on the coordinator changes here at Texas Tech, and Sheil Wood being one of those. He's really got a solid defense. See how young he is. He's in his early 40s. Offensive coordinator Mac Leftwich is barely cracking 30. This is a very young staff, but awfully good and highly vetted before Joey McGuire hired them. Out of the shotgun, Murphy. That's a good throw. Up against pressure, too. Trent Walker's got it for the first down. Past the 40 to the 42 of Oregon State, a gain of 11.
That's an outstanding job by Malik Murphy because he's got pressure. David Bailey off the edge, and he even gets a chance to grab him as he's about to throw, but he still has the strength to get it outside accurately for a first down. I've really loved watching Trent Walker on film, and what I wrote next to his name, dog. He's one of those guys that you can go into the fire with and be comfortable with his production.
First down for the Beavers. And out of the shotgun here, there's a nice read and a drop ball by Walker. Boy, that was right where you needed it. And it was going to be a big gainer. Walker could have done a lot with that after the catch, too.
See, Tim, this is the problem, Tim. He has to be getting hit while he's getting that ball, right? And the fire will be a lot hotter, and then he can make the catch.
Yeah.
A great job there by Malik. And I told you in the open, right? I talked to everyone. I said, listen, RPO, play action pass. That's where they need to live. And the fact that they've had productive runs, it's opened up things. And though that pass was dropped, that's very encouraging for Malik Murphy.
Yeah, you have to respect his ability to run in the RPO game. No doubt about it. Quick hitch out to Wells. Texas Tech's all over that. It's going to be really hard to go sideline to sideline when you got corners as good as Balfour 20 and Polak 14. They lose 3 on that play. It'll be 3rd down and a long 13. Up front, Bailey, Hunter, Skylar Gill-Howard, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week after a tremendous 55-yard pick 6 against Kent State.
Another 3rd and long opportunity here for this Red Raider defense to get after. It looks like they're only going to bring 3.
Yep. And as good as they've been, I can understand why with bringing just 3. Murphy's pass into traffic is caught. Walker atones for the drop with the first down catch.
Didn't I tell you, Tim? You got to be getting hit while you're catching it. When he's in the fire, he makes those plays, and they're going to get a roughing the passer as well. Malik Murphy got hit in the face with a hand as he's making that throw.
Yeah, he bounced up quickly, too.
Personal foul, roughing the passer with high contact. Number 33 defense. The penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
A.J. Holmes, who backs up Skylar Gill-Howard, number 33, is the guilty party.
Yeah, you can see right there, hand right to the face. It's not super aggressive. However, you can't hit the quarterback in the face while he's throwing. And a great job here of Walker finding that sweet spot in between that defense. Because I'm just telling you, with 3 rushers, there is not a lot of space downfield. He finds the little bit of space there is in a perfect throw for Malik Murphy.
After taking the hit to the head, Jabari Johnson, who does get playing time. They're going to have a package of plays for him. He comes in, and the handoff is to Hankerson. Not much, just a couple of yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Malik Murphy coming right back onto the field to replace Jabari Johnson, the redshirt sophomore from Tacoma.
And then he jogs back off.
Okay, now they're both back in there. Johnson has come. Murphy was on the field, then came out. Jabari Johnson back on the field. They will have them out there from time to time simultaneously. Straight quarterback power with an option. And Jaden Cofield, number 51, making the stop. It'll be 3rd down. Here comes Murphy back onto the field, looking at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And with all their kicking problems, Devin, you got to believe every time they're in this position, it's 4-down territory.
Yeah, you have to assume that you're not always just going to call a play to try to get 8 yards, right? You're going to call a play to get you in position to maybe go for it on 4th down. Obviously, they would love to pick it up here.
Well, their deep snap problems for both punting and field goals and extra points is problematic.
Bailey, they've had trouble with him to start this game.
Out of the shotgun, Murphy's pass, incomplete. Walker was blanketed that time. Ben Roberts all over him, number 13. Junior from Hazlet, Texas. Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year in 2023.
It's a really nice job of Roberts understanding that football has to come out with the rushers that you have on your defensive line. And so you can plaster to that wide receiver right away knowing that that ball is coming out early.
All right, Caleb Ojeda is going to try the field goal. Van Wells, 55, seems to be handling the snapping. It's been a rotating door at that position and an adventure every time. This one is going to be hooked. Absolutely hooked it and rushed it. No question about it. Now, was the snap where it needed to be?
That's been the issue. Let's see if it was good. A little behind, but I think it's good enough. I think the kicker gets a real chance to get a good look at it. Laces are a little out, and he just hooks it.
But psychologically, you know, he's got to be thinking it, feeling it, you know. And when that's the case, you might rush it. And when you do that, it's a pull hook.
As much as us quarterbacks are mental creatures, kickers may be a lot worse. They are mental. They have to see the laces out. They have to make sure that snap is good. The operation has to be very clean for them to feel comfortable with it.
Out of the shotgun, empty backfield. Kobe Williams. Oh, look out. Once he gets to the second level, he can go the distance. He's got home run hitting capability out of the backfield. 19 yards on that play.
For that play to work, the wide receivers, and in this case, the tight end, Terrence Carter Jr., they have to be great blockers at the point of attack to get the play started. They do that, and it's a nice game.
Williams bounces out, then turns it back up. Flag down in the backfield. Thrown in an area where you consider holding as being a possibility. And here comes another flag down at the point of the tackle, and we've got an injured Beaver on the field where the flag is thrown.
It looked like a bit of a wrestling match in the backfield between Texas Tech defender, offensive player, and Oregon State defender.
Yeah, Vendrawala is one of them. Sai Vendrawala. He's managed to get up, but Tim Rich and his officiating crew now in conclave trying to figure it all out. 2 penalties.
There were 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding, number 76. That penalty will be enforced 10 yards. After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 79 offense. That 15-yard penalty will also be enforced.
Ooh.
Replay first down.
Double whammy as both J. Dose 76 and Howard Sampson 79, the left side, are guilty. One early, one late in the play.
You can see J. Dose right there. That's the hold. Got that hand across the chest plate. A nice job by number 62, Jacob Schuster, of straining. And then watch big number 79, Sampson, come in late.
Yeah.
And that's a big dude, man.
He is.
That's a big dude.
At yesterday's Fast Friday practice, I don't see guys that just make you look really, really small.
Oh, yeah.
But he did.
He did.
Morton on a crossing pattern to Williams. Jacoby Williams. First down. No problem picking that up. 39 yards right out of the gates.
So good by Baron Morton to find his running back in the mismatch opportunity against the linebacker one-on-one.
Williams tries to find a little crease, but not much room afforded him. We'll call it second down and 10.
Let's take a look at that last play. He's just going to go on the old Texas route. He's going to go out, and he's going to come in. And Baron Morton, he trusts it and puts it right on his numbers. Nice catch there by number 20 in red, Jacoby Williams.
They're going to grudgingly give him a yard, so second down and 9, we'll call it. Again, they go empty. A lot of options for Barron. Morton with all kinds of time. It's caught. It's Terrence Carter again. Boy, I tell you, you keep rolling with number 7, good things are going to happen.
And that's when you have a veteran quarterback. Baron Morton almost directed a scramble drill without scrambling. That pass was completed on the left side of the formation, but Terrence Carter Jr. came from the other side. Outstanding job of him just continuing to work to find his quarterback's eyes for a big game.
And I'm going to remind folks, okay, you may not have heard a lot of Baron Morton this year. Next week when he and Dampier get together on Big Noon, you're going to hear a hell of a lot more about him and about Texas Tech. Baron Morton is really good, okay? 8 of 12 for 210, 2 touchdowns. After a 2-hour, 24-minute weather delay, they're on the doorstep of yet another touchdown inside the red zone of Oregon State as we open play in the second quarter. Williams burrows inside the 10 to about the 6. Everything clicking. Jacob Schuster, 62, makes the stop. It's a gain of 7, second and 3. To get the first down just inside the 5 at the 4.
After nice first down runs, they always like to move and start to get Terrence Carter Jr. involved in this red zone opportunity.
Looked like a fade. Now he changes direction and throws it away. In the direction of Reggie Virgil. Foster was there in coverage. He's pretty good, the sophomore from Portland.
This is where Baron Morton's eyes were. Great coverage there, passing it off by Oregon State. That's man-to-man coverage, but when those receivers split, you want to make sure you pass it off to your buddy. They do a really nice job there.
Yeah, Kobe Singleton had him covered up on one end, and then he had to change his mind. Third down and 3. Williams remains the setback. Pressure coming. And he loops it into the end zone in traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Skylar Thomas that gets the pilfer. Pass intended for Terrence Carter, but that's one Barron would like to have back. Got a little greedy that time, thinking that maybe Carter could make a play for him.
Yeah, Tim, and he knows exactly what he did was not what you want You don't want to be greedy. And his high school coach even told him, you want to be needy, not greedy. And here he's clearly greedy, trying to make a play when it's not truly needed, falling back with pressure in his face. And a nice job of Terrence Carter Jr. trying to help out there, but an amazing interception by Skylar Thomas.
That's the 23rd. Yeah.
You get an interception, you get a turnover, you get a chainsaw.
In the renewal of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Devin Gardner will be appearing. Barron's 23rd career interception, but just his first this season. Hankerson remains the setback as Malik Murphy lets it fly in the direction of David Wells. Oh boy, he had a couple of steps. That looked really good for a long time, but to no avail.
That's a well-designed play by offensive coordinator Ryan Gunderson. You're going to take Malik Murphy, put him on the outside, move the pocket, and allow him to flip his hips because he has that type of talent with his arm, but he just missed it out front of his wide receiver, David Wells Jr.
Yeah, he knew it too. He did. Needed a little more air under that one.
Just a tad.
Quick out to Caulfield. Bryce Caulfield, and the senior from Torrance, California, moves the chains. Bryce Pollock shoves him out.
It looks like Malik Murphy has really settled in to the offense today. You can see they have those quick reads, so he doesn't have to hold the ball and have to face this talented rush of Texas Tech.
Think about all the transitions he's had to make.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been through a lot. And by the way,
many different coordinators.
Yeah, and in today's college football, it's really not that uncommon. There are so many well-traveled quarterbacks through the portal. He's yet another one. Hankerson. And he stopped at the point of attack, pushed back out of Boynton Beach, Florida. Last season, he tallied his 19th 1,000-yard rushing season for the Beavers. He had 1,082 yards a year ago.
Just take a look at the inside. Take a look right here. You want to create a new line of scrimmage in the run game for the offensive line. They aren't able to move these guys. I mean, just watch them throw people out of the way and make the play eventually for Skylar Gill Howard, who had an amazing interception return for a touchdown.
That goes back to that point that the guys in the studio were making before they threw it back to us once the delay had come to an end. This is the best Texas Tech defense I've seen in the last 10-plus years. And that pass is intercepted. Pollock comes away with the INT, and again, it was Murphy under pressure. Lots of pressure, and he put it in peril. And there's yet another pilfer for the Red Raiders.
Be needy, not greedy. You can see here Malik Murphy's under pressure. He starts to fall back, and it's almost just a prayer so the ball cannot reach outside. And a nice job of the corner, Bryce Pollock, locking things down on the outside with the interception.
Fourth interception thrown by Murphy this season, and you hate to put it on him, but that is the book. When you size up Malik Murphy in a scouting report, all the talent, all the tools, all the requisite tools are there, but when he's pinched, he has a problem in airing it out and getting a little too greedy and needy, and turnovers are the end result.
Sudden change. It's always an opportunity for offenses such as this one to take a shot down the field.
So after the return to sender by Pollock, here go the Red Raiders, and Cameron Dickey sets sail. Almost to the line to make, maybe a couple of yards shy. We'll give him 8. 2nd and 2. Well, they'll now give him 9, so we'll call it 2nd and a yard to go. Going quickly. And Dickey has the forward progress to make the first down.
Contrary to what we saw from Oregon State's offensive line, this Texas Tech offensive line is doing a very nice job of doing what I love to call creating a new line of scrimmage, moving the defensive players at least a yard, sometimes more, down the field so that they can make sure their runner has space to maneuver.
8th first down already for Texas Tech. Tell you what, if Morton wants to call his own number, who's going to argue? 7 yards on that play.
I just love Baron Morton, who's not a runner by trade. However, he can pick up yardage and create things with his feet. He gets enough right there.
Well, he knew that he needed to get rid of that one. Going towards the boundary, he just threw it in the general area of a receiver. There's Mac Leftwich. He formerly was a offensive coordinator at Texas State, replaced Zach Kittley, who's now the head coach at Florida Atlantic. Kittley, by the way, with strong roots to Texas Tech. His dad is a Hall of Fame track and field coach here. Had an opportunity after working at Incarnate Word.
Got a lot of space
to make his way here. And there goes Cameron Dickey inside the 30 to about the 25-yard line. We'll call it a 4-yard pickup.
That's very positive for Texas Tech because you got all those guys in the box for Oregon State. So many guys, you don't have enough to block them, and you're still able to force your way for a first down.
The one guy that you noticeably don't hear in the Texas Tech arsenal now is playing in the NFL with the Cincinnati Bengals, a sixth-round draft pick, Taj Brooks. And this committee of backs, Dickey, Williams, Adam Hill, you'll see some of him later, they still carry the Taj Brooks work ethic with them. And there is Carter again. He's easily the #1 target at this stage for this game for Baron Martin. That's an 8-yard pickup.
I just love what they do on offense. They want to try to make sure they take advantage of what the defense is doing. You don't chase with great speed. We got a wide open guy on the outside.
Dickey, quick feet. First down inside the 15 at the 14.
And this is impressive for Texas Tech because you don't have to just rely on huge plays. You have the ability to drive the football down the field, put drives together, because that's what football really is. You're not going to be able to just always rely on those huge explosive plays like we've seen earlier in this game.
Morton again with all kinds of time. Now he's flushed. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's going to be intentional grounding.
Should be, yeah, because he wasn't not out of the tackle box. That was an offensive lineman that was closest to the ball. I think he believed maybe he got outside the tackle box, but
I love a wide receiver that walks back from about 30 yards away saying, hey, it was me he was throwing to.
Yeah, there's the flag.
Intentional grounding, #2 offense. The penalty is lost down at the spot of the foul. It will be second down.
I really love a good teammate, but you can see Baron Morton is clearly in the pocket right here, right? So he starts to get pressure, and he only moves vertically, right? He goes backward, and he throws the ball down, and the guy he's trying to make us assume that he's throwing to is Dickey, who is standing in the end zone. Yeah. But like a good teammate, he starts to walk back and try to get closer to where that football lands.
Yeah. Every picture tells a story, as Rod Stewart once sang, and that picture had no receiver in it. Boy, did Morton get walloped or what? He does pick himself up. Thomas Collins really roughed him up. Redshirt sophomore, number 98.
He's going to come right out of the right side of your screen, and boom! Gets to Morton just a second, half a second right after he let the ball go. They've done a really nice job on the Oregon State defensive line of movement, right? Stunting guys, not on just the passing downs, but on the run downs as well. And it's creating cavities that the Texas Tech offensive line isn't able to deal with.
Trent Bray looked at that 3rd and 26, did not like the alignment, and said, I got to get a timeout. These guys, whenever they've needed a bundle of yardage, so far they've got it. Yes, you did.
That bad back of mine.
The trainers took good care of my partner.
Yes, they did.
Yesterday after your workout.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Little swing out here to Jacoby Williams. Waits for a convoy. Look at him use them. He's in there. Touchdown. The best part of this touchdown is the patience shown by Williams. Watch him wait for the convoy.
Watch these big fellas. The linemen at home are going to be so happy. Watch the big guys get in front. Hold on, you wait. I'm going to move these guys out of the way so you can continue to get down the field for a touchdown.
And by the way, the guy that really sprung him was Terrence Carter, number 7, the tight end.
Oh, no, Tim. You're not taking this away from those big fellas. You're not taking this away from those big fellas. Big number 70, 6'8", 305 pounds. Wow. Jacob Pontin gets in front to clear the way.
Well, my goodness. The play began with a beautiful, a fantastic block by Carter. But you're right, the offensive lineman did a remarkable job. They're going to call an unsportsmanlike on Jacoby after the touchdown. That's why the fans are responding the way that they did.
Tim.
Yes.
3rd and 26. You pick it up.
Not a problem.
Do your thing.
Yep.
Sorry. Do your thing.
Stone Harrington for the extra point.
You'll be reprimanded, but do your thing.
But I'm all with you on the big uglies making the plays.
Oh, my goodness. So amazing.
And Jacoby Williams waited for them.
Hold on, wait. I'll get in front. Let me move them, and now you go.
I saw the pit bull down there, too, now.
Pit bull was down there looking for somebody, wasn't he?
He was busy today in Chicago.
What a drive. 10 plays, 49 yards, 2 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock.
David Wells awaits, and after the penalty, they have to tee it up back at the 20. So good opportunity here for Oregon State to get decent field position, but look at this kick. That's a thing of beauty. All the way back to the 6 comes Wells. Not much there. Wow, they're going to have to start way back at the 23. That was a whale of a kick. This is what we believe the penalty was.
Yeah, it's a lot of dancing, a little spin there, and then now you're taking it too far, and like I said, 3rd and 26, you go get in the end zone for your team, for your quarterback, we might take the 15.
I'm sorry. He was doing it with his teammates.
He was.
He was doing it with his teammates. Now, unless he said some things that we're unaware of and would never know.
Yeah, he's towing the line, and he's really excited about a great play that he made.
I'm a little like Pharrell when it comes to that kind of stuff, Let's be happy. Just be happy.
What?
Like Pharrell.
Did you just pull a Pharrell?
I pulled a Pharrell on you, man.
What?
I'm so happy. I'm a happy guy. You know me.
Oh, my goodness.
How about that?
You surprise me every day.
Anthony Hankerson was the intended receiver. Pass was a little bit low. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now, Oregon State really needs to get points in this drive, certainly before halftime, and try to get some help from their defense the next time the Red Raiders have the ball.
And, Tim, after that play, they're now 0 for 9 on first down production, which we describe as gaining 4 or more yards to stay on schedule and ahead of the chains.
Three wides, and Hankerson the lone setback out of the shotgun. Out pattern is caught. And they're going to rule that incomplete. Durant could not pull it in. Malachi Durant, he should have caught this.
Yeah, this is all you can do if you're the quarterback, right? You go into the play action, you drive that ball on time, on target. That catch has to be made, and it's not, and it brings up another 3rd down and long. This is their 6th 3rd down and long. 6 of 7 of their 3rd downs have been 3rd and long, and they're 1 for 6 on 3rd downs.
Give your quarterback a little help. 3rd down, quick out, and Caulfield stopped for a minimal gain, only a couple of yards. And a punt formation coming up. Well, that was an anemic attempt at offense from Oregon State. And my goodness, Durant, I don't know what you're thinking there. Looked like he was trying to cradle the ball rather than reaching out and bringing it in.
Yeah, and the player that made that play, number 6 in red, John Curry, he's the only starter on this defense that's an underclassman, just a sophomore. So I'm asking the coaching staff, well, what did he do to get this playing time? And they just said he's so smart and instinctive, and you saw it right there on that play.
You're seeing these short snaps. Windsor with a good boot this time. Tristan Gentry on the receiving end. But what this also does is it makes it tougher for the cover team to get down there. 57-yard boot, but a 13-yard return. And this is why special teams disasters from a week ago have them going with this very short punt formation.
They've had 6 touchdown opportunities throughout the year, and they haven't completed a single extra point. Right, something so simple, it's been an adventure every single time, and it prompted their coach to use some, dare I say, foul language in a halftime interview. And you almost look and say, you can't blame them, because it feels inexcusable, and then they have to resort to these Gestapo tactics to try to punt the ball away.
If you ever hear a coach say blanking teams, that means he's upset. Cameron Dickey bouncing it outside. Ooh, what a move. What a juke he made. I mean, he put his foot on the ground and then, with a little swivel hip action, got outside even further. Kobe Singleton with the tackle. Watch this.
I mean, you just got to square him up and go, boop, boop. Get on the outside. Doesn't even have to use a stiff arm. Can't touch him.
Baron Morton again to a wide open receiver. That's Aiken, who caught that first outstanding touchdown catch to make it a 7-0 game after the almost 2.5-hour delay that we had.
And Tim, in the open, I talked about the inability to have a identity on offense. Well, it's the same on defense. They really haven't found out who they are, and they can't create pressure. They're not able to get to these wide receivers. There's too many open targets down the field.
It's hard not to be sympathetic to the coaching staff. It almost seems as though you're swimming upstream in every phase of the game at this stage if you're the Beavers.
So Aiken's going to come here, and he's going to go around and set up right past the first down marker. Very nice job of creating a natural pick, and he's wide open down the football field.
During our conversation earlier in the week with Coach Bray, and I was asking him about the big picture, and he said, we're just trying to get past another game and get a snap to go well. But Baron Morton has been the show today.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of the delay, he started with that throw right there. That's what you call dropping it in the bucket, and from there, it has continued. He has one blemish, but other than that, he has been exceptional, just like we thought he would.
1st and 10, they're inside the 30 again. Aiken, he took a bit of a slip after getting a pretty good shield from Reggie Virgil there. Thought he might break it. Harlem Howard, number 26. Backup safety with a tackle.
You know what I love so much about this offense, Tim? When they see the defense doing something, they react to it. There are always answers within their offensive structure. And as much as that sounds like, well, yeah, shouldn't it be? That's not all the time when you see different college programs around the country. They do a nice job of that, and you have to give the credit to their offensive coordinator, Mac Leftwich.
Nothing doing for Williams this time. Dexter Foster coming up from his inside linebacker position. That was a great conversation that we had with Leftwich when discussing, his days as a player. He was at UTEP playing at 2000. I said way back in the day, right? I said,
so
is that way back in the day? That would be about what, 2017, 16, yeah, 15.
Yeah.
Such a young guy to be such an outstanding offensive coordinator calling the shots for a program this big. Williams, touchdown. Marker down. We'll check the flag, but right now it looks good.
Yeah,
but maybe not. It's coming back.
Call.
Yep.
Holding, number 9, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Well, they got the tight end who was offering the seal, John Carlos Miller, the second.
At first glance, Tim, I really don't like the call. I'd love to see it again just because it looked like it was a bit ticky-tack, if you will, right? It looked like he had good position at first glance when you see it live, but
sometimes it's the defender twirls. Look out.
Right, so here's the left side right here.
Yeah, but see when
I don't like it. I don't like it, but
nor do I. But the guilty hands when he comes off.
It looks like it's like he told on himself.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I know. You probably saw that, right? Looking long again. John Carlos Miller almost had the ultimate atonement.
Oh, my gosh.
That could have been big.
He almost got that, Tim.
He did. I thought for a moment he was going to have a hands of Velcro moment. I really did. Look at this.
Watch the full extension. He almost palms it and then almost gets it on the way down. What a great effort there by John Carlos Miller II.
I love the idea, though. After he gets tagged with a foul, go back to him. Make him feel better. 3rd and 22. Underneath, middle screen. Carter. He's down to the 3, maybe the 2. 24 yards. I mean, he's high hurdling all the way to the end zone. Going quickly again. And Williams trots right through. Well, the folks in Utah better get ready for an early start next week against a team that can hit you with explosive after explosive on Big Noon.
Yeah, when we listened to the halftime show, they were talking about it's scary when you go into the locker room. You're probably the favorite in the game, and you have to have that delay. Do you come back out sluggish? No chance.
Right. And a lot of pundits, Bellavant this time, not Stone Harrington. It's Bellavant this time with the extra point. But I thought, when you think about all the pundits and the feeling on Texas Tech, some unknowns. And, you know, in the past, they've scored 50 but lost games. Not this version of Texas Tech. They got it all. I mean, they've got it all. And when you're running the ball that well and throwing it pretty well to go with it, that's a tough combination to beat. Let's go down to Josh Sims. Josh has been awfully silent, don't you think? Let's go to him now.
Well, I can tell you, Tim, the level of frustration for Trent Bray continues to grow. You saw back-to-back drives where they gave up big plays on 3rd and long. He immediately kept shaking his head, walked over to the tablet, watched the play back, addressed his defense real quick. Remember, he is the defensive coordinator as well. Then went back to the sideline, but you could see the frustration continues to pile after a frustrating week, given what happened on special teams last week.
Yeah,
guys.
you know, we had them at the end of the season against Boise State, and he got hammered by the portal. I mean, the losses that his program took within the portal were immense. And so it's almost as if you're starting all over again. And that's a very difficult thing to do in today's college football. Little play action pass, and that one's caught by Walker. He's been sure-handed for the most part today. Did have one drop early. That's the first down out to the 40, a gain of 15.
And in the passing game, that's what they want to get to on the season. Coming into today, he had 235 yards receiving, which is much more than anyone on the team. He's the reliable target, and like you said, one drop today, but for the most part, he's very sure-handed.
It will be an exciting time, one would think, for schools like Oregon State and Wazoo when they get some neighbors in their newly formed Pac-12 a season away. Hankerson, not much. Holmes again, A.J. Holmes. There was a time, Devin, when Texas Tech, when you attack their middle from tackle to tackle, you could gouge them. Not this team.
Yeah, up front, in the secondary, and they've always had those talented pass rushers. However, in the secondary, there was a lot more to be desired, and they pretty much overhauled that thing, and they've done a really nice job of making sure you coach these guys up. And when I asked defensive coordinator Sheil Wood, what is it? He said it's Rob Green and Darcel McBath, the cornerbacks and safeties coach.
Trent Walker with a nice catch. Pass was thrown a little behind him, but he made the adjustment.
This is one of those seldom third down and manageable opportunities for Oregon State. They have to take advantage here.
3rd down and 2.
You can see the big fella in the middle, Lee Hunter, number 2 in red.
Got the extra tight end. Gives a little extra push for Murphy. And that version of a tush push gets him 3 yards and a first down. Trying to get something done, something accomplished positively before halftime.
So Lee Hunter is 330, right? But when you add Malik Murphy's 234 with Van Wells' 292, you got quite the heavy target for Lee Hunter, and they move him right out of the way for the first down.
Ball rests at the 49-yard line of Texas Tech. They had one real opportunity inside the 30 to score, missed the field goal, rushed it, hooked it. They really need 6 on this drive. Murphy with some time, and he loops it. Incomplete, intended for Freehoff. Eddie Freehoff, his first target of the day, the freshman from Prineville, Oregon. Didn't play in 2024. Took a red shirt, but an outstanding high school prospect. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Great coverage downfield, and again, Malik Murphy under pressure. That time, though, the offensive line gave him time, but because of the coverage, he had to hold the football, and he unloads it just before he gets knocked down.
Murphy rifles it, and it's caught. It's David Wells. 1st down to the 32-yard line of Texas Tech. Well, they'll mark it at the 33.
This is when Malik Murphy is really, really good. You see him when he starts to his left. He doesn't like it. The coverage dictates he goes all the way to the other side. Watch him here. He's got eyes coming right down here, and then he moves to the right perfectly and drives that ball on the shoulder pads of his wide receiver. Outstanding job of quarterbacking by Malik Murphy.
Saladin Allah, 26, is checked in now for Hankerson. Oh, boy, he just lost his footing there. I hope he's okay. That looked like a situation where he might have hyperextended his knee. I mean, he was setting himself up. His feet came out from underneath him, and that could have been really dangerous.
Yeah, he just slips, right? And remember, we had that long delay. It was a lot of rain out there on the field, so I'm sure that it's still wet. And you know, like back in the day, in your day, they would change to the 7 studs. Well, they don't do that anymore, right? They stay with their plastic cleats, and so sometimes you don't have that great traction on this wet turf.
I really appreciate you mentioning my name and studs in the same sentence.
What?
Saladin Allah is checked back in at running back. That pass is incomplete, intended for Trent Walker. That is a new field turf that they have here at Texas Tech. It was really the first sign of slippage in any way, and I was really concerned for Malik. He's a long, angular young man. Sometimes you lose your footing like that. With pressure coming, it can really be bad for you. A big 3rd and 18 here. Shield Wood calling out the defense.
Remember, in these situations, Tim, those rushers on the edge are licking their chops with an opportunity, and there's a timeout on the field.
I think you touched on it, but Shield was talking about the general manager of the program, James Blanchard, and what he's meant to them and finding the right guys. The other thing that I loved about our conversations yesterday with him, as well as his offensive coordinating counterpart, Leftwich, is that they were both heavily vetted through really a program decision that Joey McGuire made. He let go guys like Tim DeRuyter that were really good friends of his because he felt it was time to make necessary changes. And really the organization, the program, now being run more like pro style than the old college days, he used services, vetting services, to get the right guys at the right time.
Well, Tim, everyone at home, they know this saying. It's not always what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
But for these guys, it's both, right? They know a lot, and they knew the right people, and they were able to connect those dots and get them into this program.
Doesn't help to have a war chest, and they got plenty of that too here. 3rd down, 18. Murphy. Boy, that one was in a dangerous place for Caulfield. He knew he was going to take a hit, and he did. It falls incomplete. Well, what do you have for 4th and 18 if you're not going to give it away? Looks like I don't see any movement, partner.
Roberts does a really nice job right in the middle of your screen. Watch him be the middle defender. He's the linebacker that drops back into Tampa 2, and then he reacts when he sees the ball thrown and makes sure that he jars it loose.
Might we see another quick kick? Yep, we will. You can't fool the wily old play-by-play guy. Fool
the
me
old
once,
veteran.
Fool me twice. Not going to happen.
You forgot the saying, didn't you? You forgot the saying, didn't you? Fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah.
Fool me twice, that's my fault. I'll let you do it again.
And it worked out for them, too. I mean, inside the 10-yard line with the ball now at the 7. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. Get help with expenses. Health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac. The question is, who caught the most receiving yards from Patrick Mahomes while at Texas Tech?
Oh, wow, that's a tough one.
There's a lot to choose from there.
Yeah, man, because he threw it so much to so many different guys.
He did. He did. The answer forthcoming. Cameron Dickey is in the backfield. I mean, you can imagine that this Texas Tech offense will go for the gusto even from this spot on the field as we come to the as real in a game Spencer and I had in Austin. Remember it well. By the way, Morton is moving in on the record book too. Under pressure this time. And manages to hold on to the football, which was required. The heat was really coming. Shamar McCall coming through there off the edge, number 13. Got blocked once, but he stayed with it. It's coming from both angles, really. Let's hope he's okay. We got an injured Red Raider, the offensive lineman. That's the big fella, I believe. Howard Sampson, 79, I think, is the young man that's down. And he is a mountain of a man. 6'8", 340 pounds. Looks like it might be a cramp.
Yeah, we don't love to speculate. However, we do know when the big fella lays down, they push those toes back. That's the tail sign that it's a calf cramp.
By the way, if Morton connects for 21 yards on his next pass, he's going to reach the 7,000-yard plateau, become the 7th Texas Tech Red Raider quarterback to do that. So he's moving in on some records. While we have a moment, let's check in with Sarge and see what's coming up on halftime.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, a top 15 showdown. Could Georgia be in for a long day in Knoxville? South Florida looking to pull off another upset at Miami. Plus, number 12 Clemson and Georgia Tech in a fantastic finish that came down to a game-winning kick. Tim and Devin, time to kick it back to you. See you at the half.
I see what he did there.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah,
I like that.
All right, Brent Key has had one hell of a run at Georgia Tech, has he not? My goodness. And, oh, by the way, it looks like Sampson's going to be okay, shaking it off after that presumed cramp.
Yeah, Tim, at 6'8", 340 pounds, it takes a little bit longer to get that cramp out. Just telling you.
Yeah.
You know, us smaller humans, we would have been up a little faster, but it takes a lot more time for the big fella.
3rd down and 14. And with the ball at the 3. Let's see if they decide to air it out, and they will. Morton with plenty of time. In traffic, incomplete. Into double, maybe triple coverage there. Caleb Douglas was the intended receiver. Is that like cover 8? What do we have there?
When you got a strong arm, man, you really think you can fit it in there, and he almost does, just a bit behind his intended target, Caleb Douglas, number 5 in red.
So a rare appearance for Jack Burgess to punt it away.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah. Trent Walker is back deep, awaiting for Oregon State. And that punt does take an Oregon State bounce, so they will have another opportunity here to score before the break. Coming up next on Baseball Night in America, Christian Yelich and the Brewers look to close in on the NL Central crown against the Cardinals. That's coming up next on Fox. That time of the year when we get to baseball playoff time and college football, marvelous time of the year. Look at those point differentials in 2 games. And it'll be a different story when they go on the road at Eccles Stadium next week in Utah. But I think the early time, that's going to be something talked about in the media. Keep your eye on that all week long about what is a 10 a.m. start local time for Utah. Trent Walker, the intended receivers, they'll be taking on this Texas Tech team. Dante Balfour, by the way, was in coverage there. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Outstanding coverage by Balfour. Watch him slow pedal. This is what the DBs call slow pedal. Slow, slow, slow. He see him stop, and he drives the throw, gets that hand in there for a PBU, a pass breakup.
And by the way, Dampier, who we saw a year ago at New Mexico, has he made a splash?
Absolutely. We loved him when we saw him a year ago, and that trend has continued.
They go empty here for Malik Murphy on 2nd and 10. Quick out to the sidelines to Wells. And the redshirt sophomore from Lakewood, Washington with a catch. It's going to get an early jump on halftime. Going in with the trainer.
Get that pickle juice.
By the way, you can get lost once you get into that locker room area.
Man,
that is some facility.
Big fella's gonna smell all that food as he's walking in too. Man, it smelled good yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, the high rent district eats there. You know, they do. 3rd down and 7. Murphy, nice little curl, well developed to Taz Reddix, and he's got the 1st down at the 30-yard line.
That time, Tim, we saw a rare miscommunication by the Texas Tech defense where you start to move your guys and try to create a natural pick down at the bottom of your screen there. A very nice job of just settling in that open cavity, and Malik Murphy finds him.
Been difficult finding any room to run for Hankerson. Romello Height, the aforementioned outstanding linebacker. He's a load, man. It's 6'3", 240, and all that speed out of Dublin, Georgia. Magnificent. Well-traveled. Auburn, USC, Georgia Tech. Trent Walker to the 27. And the clock goes tick, tick, tick.
It's going to stop here because they went out of bounds, so you get some time to get a good play call in. And this is your most productive drive, and they're doing a really nice job. Moving forward into the 2nd half, maybe this is something to think about, to start moving a little faster so that you can create more inertia with your offense.
What was that again?
Inertia.
Oh, I like that.
You like that?
Next week, I'm going to have to bring my thesaurus with me. Keep on going that way, Bryce Caulfield. Listen, good things have happened when number 7 and number 8 have been involved in the play.
Of course, but if I'm Texas Tech on defense, I'm going to start to guard the sideline a bit because Oregon State has 0 timeouts, right? So you see these quick throws to get out of bounds, and here on 4th down, it doesn't really matter for Oregon State. You got to try to get this 1st down, but as if this drive continues, you want to guard that sideline so the time runs out for Oregon State on offense.
This is traditionally where they really come with heat, hoping that Murphy will put it up for grabs. And a timeout coming. Texas Tech will take it.
I like that timeout. You see what they line up in, so now you can get to the sideline. Maybe it's something they've shown before, or you can just start to give quick pointers to let the defense know what might be coming.
You know, when they hired Joey McGuire here, I remember coming in and meeting him, already a high school legend, all the state championships he had. First thing he did to us yesterday when we came in was introduce us to the principal and coach, who's also a Texas high school Hall of Famer, that hired him at Cedar Hill, where he became a legendary coach.
He said he was a young 30-year-old who wasn't very smart. Gave him a shot, and he made good of it.
The 2 people, he credits her, obviously, but also Matt Rule, when he hired him at Baylor. The guy from Philadelphia didn't really have any contacts in the state of Texas. He got Joey McGuire to come in, and the turnaround at Baylor was underway.
Yep.
So his roots in this sport tied so closely to high school football and the start under Matt Rule at Baylor. 4th down. They need 4. It's caught. It's 1st down, Taz Reddix.
And they got to hurry here, and this is their first time inside the red zone during this game by picking up that first down.
Still looking towards the sideline. That pass incomplete for Hankerson, running a little wheel route. Well defended there. Caught him in man coverage too, Romola Height. That guy's got great recovery speed when it looks like he's beaten. And for a moment there, it did.
And that's so good because he's a rusher. But when you're a rusher on the edge there, you have to, what they call peel off. You have to peel off with the running back, right? So watch him on the left side of your screen here. He's going to come, he sees the running back, and he peels off. He gets right in his hip pocket, and he's right there to make the play if the ball had been catchable.
Might have gotten away with a left arm on the jersey, too.
Tattletale.
Yep, 2nd and 10. Uh-oh, look out. Could have another false start. Or a delay of game, maybe. Whitehead gave that signal, it appeared. Trent Bray he can't believe it.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
We'll spare you the lip reading I just did, but Trent, needless to say, was not happy.
Not happy. I mean, it's a repeat of all the things that they have experienced. Unforced errors. Can't get out of their own way.
Second down and 15. Pressure, down he goes. Once again, the heat is on. And David Bailey, the defensive end, 6'3", 250, Irvine, California.
And they're going to run out of time here, Tim. No timeouts. 5 seconds left. You don't have a play ready to be called. You can't take a sack in that scenario. They do, and that'll be the end of the half.
Yeah, just a disastrous finish to what was a scoring opportunity for Trent Bray's team. And the shutout, for the time being, is preserved for this Red Raiders defense. Well, that takes us to that moment in time where we throw it to our boys back in the studio in Los Angeles. Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman.
Player on the football team and the offensive line, it makes you want to fight and battle for him. And you can see not only the offensive line, but every single player on this team is backing their quarterback, Baron Morton.
And the Red Raiders get the ball to open the second half. This is Micah Hudson bringing it out. Guess you want to get a touch and very few opportunities to return kicks if you're Texas Tech today. Let's go down to Josh.
When I caught with Joey McGuire at the half, he told me he is most happy with the fact that they kept the other team out of the end zone in the first half. Also happy with the way they responded after Morton threw that pick by getting a pick of their own. He said, look, in the second half, we get the ball first. We want to run the ball, and we want to bury this team.
Pretty much sums it up.
Hey, Tim, you see our partner down there came out of the jacket.
Yes, he did.
Must be a little toasty.
A little sticky, but you know what? I didn't see any soil on that shirt.
Hey, my jacket's soaking wet, guys. It's wet. It rained down here. My bad.
We're tough. We're tough, man. We're critics up here. Look at that catch. My goodness. What a catch by John Carlos Miller. He almost made one in the end zone with one hand, but look at this extension with one hand to reel that baby in.
I literally just talked about it. It makes you want to make plays for your quarterback. That's an outstanding job by John Carlos Miller II. Also, one of the best names in all of college football.
No doubt about it.
Straight out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
What a catch.
Right up the gut goes Jacoby Williams, and the sophomore from Beckville, Texas. Stopped by Dexter Foster. This deserves another look. I mean,
this is pure cinema. Up with the right, squeeze it, and then you just bring that left in just for insurance to make sure you catch it.
This pass is incomplete. Reggie Virgil was the intended receiver.
And you know what's so surprising to watch this Texas Tech offense play? Reggie Virgil hasn't even had a catch today.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
He's one of their most explosive players, and he hasn't had a catch. And Baron Morton has reached that 7,000-yard mark. Remember you talked about that?
Yeah. 4 yards away.
Man,
he's on his way. He's 4 yards away.
He's on his way.
And he'll become the 7th quarterback in Texas Tech history to reach the 7,000 plateau. And he's a touchdown away as you see this pass to Jacoby Williams, so give it to him. Over 7,000 yards now for Baron Morton. Now think about this. Passing the likes of Billy Joe Tolliver, Debbie Lethbridge. You're looking at guys that have come before him. B.J. Simons, of course, is the latest, and the one that was right in front of him in the 6th position. Reggie Virgil does make that catch, and Kobe Singleton with the reception. I think the crowd is just being informed of that, but
no, that's a little extracurricular activity down there on the field. Virgil's trying to get up. Defensive players kind of twisting him around. Kobe Singleton. Crowd didn't like it.
2nd and 2. Not this time for Jacoby Williams. A touchdown toss. Okay, he's at 56 career touchdowns. He was 3 behind B.J. Simons, but now he's already got a couple. He can pass him with one more touchdown pass. 3rd and a yard to go here. Oh, that nice little turn, that second effort that he gave might be the line to make, so move the chains. So you're talking about great quarterbacks here. They're going to put him into he's a friend of ours. We've known him a long time. Graham Harrell is about to go in the Ring of Honor. They'll be doing it, I think, in their next home game. But, Mahomes is 3. When you think about all-time yards and touchdown passes.
Forward progress.
Yeah, they're going to review that. And, oh, by the way, Cliff Kingsbury, still the man.
Yeah.
Still the man. If you were the quarterback under Mike Leach, you were going to lead the nation in passing, no matter where you were at any time in his career.
A little trickeration for Texas Tech. See if he gets the line to gain. That second effort, like you spoke about, could have put him there. But, I don't know, he looks like he might be a little bit short if he needed to get all the way to what it looks like the 36-yard line. He may not have gotten there before his butt hit the ground.
Those chains moved awfully quickly. You're right. So for those of you keeping tabs in Texas Tech history books, it's Graham Harrell, Cliff Kingsbury, and Patrick Holmes. 1, 2, 3.
So the football has to get to the 36-yard line, and it's very unclear. You can kind of deduce that maybe he didn't get there because his body's a little bit upright. Even though with his butt on the ground, you would think he's laying down. They kind of stop him. But it feels a little too close to change, but he might be short.
Well,
actually, you know what? I'm going to stand on the table. I think he might be short there. I think he's short.
All right, well, it's where the ball is located.
Yep.
The ball, I'm going to say he got it.
After review, the ruling on the field of a first down is upheld.
Aha! Timmy B gets one right.
Tim, did you just beat me? Wow. Wow. Congratulations, Tim. Doesn't happen often.
Well, it's only one other place it might happen.
On the golf course, I get it.
Yeah, that would be the only other place.
Yeah.
But
you're a golfer.
But you're a young buck. You'll have time.
Yeah. You got to give me some clubs for Christmas.
You've already got some.
Didn't you say you were going to get me clubs for Christmas?
That could happen.
I got you.
But you've already got back issues. You need to work on that. Out of the shotgun. Little crossing pattern to the running back, Jacoby Williams. Negligible gain. We'll give him 1 maybe, and that's about it. Rajon Davis, number 9, the inside backer from Norco, California, with the tackle.
I just love what Baron Morton continues to put on display. Obviously, you've got this team outmatched, but you don't just take all the chunk yardage. If it's not there, he checks it down, lives to fight another day, and gets another opportunity here on the edge.
A little naked bootleg action, and he slings it out there for Caleb Douglas with a marker down. Douglas down at the 18 for a first down.
It's going to be a legal lineman downfield. That play got extended a little far, and it seems like 2 or 3 offensive linemen were past the mark where they're able to go.
Not uncommon when you have that rollout action. Oh, looks like holding on defense,
maybe
perhaps.
Holding on defense.
That's the preliminary indication we're getting from Davion Carter, 56.
The pit bull.
Yep. You know, talking about that offensive line, we're waiting now to hear from our white hat.
Or is he waiting to hear from us?
Turn that microphone on, Tim Rich.
Holding. Defense prior to the pass. That penalties decline. First down.
We never got a number, but no big deal, right? The center, Sheridan Wilson, you were talking about him. He's all of 6'5" and 300. The son of John, who played from 88 to 91 at Auburn as a defensive lineman. Cameron Dickey in the backfield. We got another pre-snap whistle.
Snap infraction. 72 offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Just as I was about to say nice things about Sheridan, he commits a penalty.
Yeah, but you can still say nice things. He's played exceptional today.
Heck of a young man. His whole family is involved. Big brother, everybody. But his dad was a defensive lineman, and he still says that being 6'5", he has to really work at getting lower to get under the defender. That is a very tall center. In the corner, how about that, Terrence Carter? That was a laser. That touchdown pass ties P.J. Simons for 6th all-time at Texas Tech.
What a great catch. Feet clearly inbounds, but how about the movement of Barron Morton and the offensive line doing a nice job again of giving him time to see a downfield throw, and he makes it like he's done all day. I think I said that Terrence Carter Jr. was special, didn't I?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Another fantastic guy out of the transfer portal. The former Ragin' Cajun slipped through, made his way to Texas Tech. 19 to 31, 391, 4 touchdowns for Morton. The place was magical as the game was about to get underway hours ago now. We were set for 2:30 Central Time starts, and we had a 2-hour, 24-minute delay very early in the first quarter. In fact, it was on Texas Tech's opening series. But the fans waited for a good reason. This offense has been remarkable. Josh Sims, down to you.
Well, Tim, Trent Bray pointed at 2 plays. He said the conversions on 3rd and 22 and 3rd and 26. He said that was just a lack of effort from his defense. Very frustrated with what he saw on that. And for his quarterback, Malik Murphy, he said, look, he's just got to settle down. He said he's creating pressure that might not even be there. I'm curious, Devin, if that's what you're seeing as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And he's trying to settle in, but it's increasingly difficult when the pictures are so unclear with what's going on the defensive side of the ball. You want to get them into that run game. Remember, I talked about it. The run game was paramount. You had to get it going, and they just haven't been able to do it.
Yeah. Nothing doing for Hankerson. You know, I'm big on college bands. I love college bands, okay? They make the culture of college football so fantastic. This group got together in 1925. The band is officially the oldest student organization on campus, keeping a Red Raider tradition alive. We'll talk about things that separate college football. The bands. That's what I'm talking about.
The bands.
2nd and 9. That sousaphone player is always big.
Sousaphone?
Tuba, man. Come on.
All right, Tim.
Murphy with a quick out pattern to David Wells. And he gets it out to the 32 pickup of 6. My dad was an old trombone player, so.
Okay, but that's a nice outside throw. That's a nice outside throw. But can you spell sousaphone? How about that?
No, I can't. That's why I mentioned tuba. Just go T-U-B-A, all right?
Sousaphone. That's a spelling bee word for you.
3rd down, 3 to go.
A seldom 3rd down and short. Let's see if Malik Murphy can find a way to convert here. He's going to get pressure from the right side of that offensive line.
He's got a wide open receiver at midfield. It's David Wells. And he tries to fight through the tackle, get a few extra yards in the arms of Brendan Jordan, number 7, the strong safety.
This is a nice job, what we call a hold shot. You're going to go here because the corner comes down. Once he goes down, Malik Murphy does a nice job of driving that ball into the hole before the safety can get there. An outstanding throw by Malik Murphy.
And you know what? Listening to Josh talk about what Trent Bray had to say, Devin, at halftime, you have to know that that was a shock treatment halftime for this team. Mm-hmm. They are really playing for pride here in the second half to try to satisfy a very unhappy coach. at the intermission.
And honestly, for the coach, that's a very unhappy fan base that he's trying to satisfy, because if the team looks like they're quitting on you, you're going to lose the fan base as well, right?
Absolutely.
So you want to see your team continue to battle.
No doubt about it. Hunter made that stop. That kid as a nose guard.
Love him.
At 330 has some of the quickest feet.
Oh, yeah.
You can see.
I remember him at UCF a year ago. I mean, he dealt with some injuries throughout his career, but he's healthy, and he's loving it here at Texas Tech.
You know, he gave Rocco Becht a long night. That Rocco finally was able to come back and win the game very, very late, but he was creating havoc all night long in that matchup. Underneath, well, that's a nice one-handed grab by Caulfield. Bryce Caulfield gets it to the 35-yard line of Texas Tech, a couple of yards shy, a pickup of 10.
It's a nice job of patience by Caulfield. He's going to be right here on the left side of your screen. He's going to delay. And then he's going to sneak right in front of Malik Murphy. He buys time, and then, oh, my goodness, a great stretching catch with the one hand to bring it in.
And that's the kind of catch you make, and knowing full well you're about to get hammered right after you make the catch. Murphy's now 17 of 32 for 143 yards. Hankerson may have snuck it in there for the first down. Very close to the line to make. Looks like they're going to say, yep, move the chains.
And there's just not much breathing room, though, for Hankerson, a very talented running back. This defensive unit for Texas Tech, you started the show saying this isn't the same old Texas Tech defense. They continue to swarm, even up 35 points. This defense looks totally different than what we saw a season ago.
Oregon State, a respectable 6 of 13 now on third downs after that conversion. Hankerson, the Colorado transfer, the lone setback, and Murphy plays a little play action with him. And while rolling out, finds on a crossing pattern Taz Reddix. That was well delivered and well developed. Offensive coordinator Ryan Gunderson's got to be pleased with that completion.
It's a nice job of getting to the naked bootleg. Receiver going to come from across the field into the eyes of Malik Murphy, and that's a nice throw on the run. Perfectly thrown to wide receiver number 3, Taz Reddix.
By far and away the best drive we've seen from Oregon State. Marquise Crosby, 22, redshirt senior out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, checks into the game for the first time. Murphy, he threw that one where he shouldn't have, and it's intercepted, taken out of the air by Bryce Pollock again. That's his second of the day. Well, that just had, that was a Twilight Zone throw there. I don't know where that one came from.
I mean, they say defensive backs can't catch. And I say you need to pay attention, number 14 in red, Bryce Pollock. He's having himself a...
I have more here at Texas Tech these days. Tim Brando, Devin Gardner, Josh R. Sims. Happy to have you with us this afternoon and now into the early evening hours with our suspended play circumstances earlier in the day. That's Cameron Dickey getting it out beyond the 6 to about the 8 yard, maybe the 7 yard line is where they'll mark him. Second down and 5 coming up. Dickey one more time, still a couple of yards shy of a first down. Do we agree that they're going to allow Barron to probably get to 500 yards of offense in the air?
I mean, I love a coordinator that loves his quarterback. Mac Leftwich, 30 years old, and when we talked to him about his offense in college, he said, man, I saw another offense, and I said, that's how it should look.
Yeah.
I would imagine he wants his quarterback to get that because that's a mark you just don't always get a chance to get. I would love to see him go get 500 yards if it's possible.
Yeah, he credits Eric Morris at North Texas who gave him an opportunity to get started. There's a beautiful pass. I mean, that's a big league throw. That is a clinic again to Reggie Virgil for a first down. I mean, this is right after your Elite 11 get-togethers in the summer, isn't it?
This is a BB. Like, that is a difficult throw to make, and what a catch by Reggie Virgil. Yeah, that's a first down there, Barron. It's a first down.
You know, Reggie Virgil's got a lot of length now, and he said, I grew during COVID.
Yeah, he said my recruitment was kind of halted, and that's why, because I see his talent. I'm like, how did you end up at Miami, Ohio from Florida? He said, well, COVID.
Aiken was out in the flat. Pass goes incomplete. 2nd and 10. Aiken's catch, the first touchdown catch of the day, was a one-handed maneuver. And was able to hold on, hit the pylon.
This is incredible. Look at that stat line there.
Yeah, 412 and counting now. There's a new career highs for him, eclipsing 401 against Oklahoma State last year. Just all kinds of time. All kinds of time to Aiken again. Coy Aiken has Oregon State in a world of Aiken. Mason White hauls him down.
Again, a ton of time to find your targets and then just shoots that ball right down the middle of the field to one of his best friends, Coy Aiken.
Did you see that maneuver? He got that ball in the left hand. Made the adjustment to go out of bounds. Aiken again on the receiving end to the 23-yard line for another first down.
I think I said it, but Mac Leftwich wants him to get this as well.
Yeah, he does.
He wants his quarterback because he's worked so hard. He's been through so much adversity, and he's done so much for this football team that the things that people just don't get a chance to see, you want to see him rewarded for that, and the offensive line continues to give him the time.
He does like to run the ball more in his version of the air raid than maybe Zach Kitley did, who was known more for the vertical passing game. But certainly Morton has gotten his fair share of vertical passes today. And he decides to ad-lib this one, tuck it and run down to the 18-yard line. 6-yard pickup for Barron. One of the rare running plays where he decided to take it himself.
Yeah, I want Barron Morton to find a different way of going down. It just looks so adventurous, right? I want to get him a different way of going down to the ground because you see him, he's giving himself up, but it just looks like it hurts, right? You want to find a different way to go down a little more gingerly or a little more soft so you can stay healthy.
Flag comes down as Dickey goes down. Shy of the 15 at the 16, a gain of 2. So we'll check the marker.
Thrown in an area of holding, but they're having a pretty long conversation. Could it be the rare defensive holding?
Holding, number 98, defense.
Ooh.
Half the distance to the goal results in a first down.
Thomas Collins, good call, partner.
Well, Tim, I have to put this out there. Our producer, just after I said the rare defensive holding, he says no shot. But take a look on the left side there. The defensive player is holding him so he can't get to the second level. And I said rare because you hardly ever see this because the defense has the freedom to grab the offensive players. However, you can't do that where you stop him from getting to the second level.
Well, look out. Will Hammond is coming to the game now at quarterback. Quarterback power. A little spin move down to the 2. This young man is the future, okay? They are not going to go into the portal in the offseason. He is going to be the man, the redshirt freshman from Austin. And he's a talent. And they are so happy to know that they've got their quarterback situation worked out. They're going to get Barron back into the game. We sort of thought that they'd like to see him get to 500.
And 5 touchdowns.
And 5 touchdowns before they take him out of the game. But
the 5 for 5.
Yeah. Hammond, by the way, last year almost saved the TCU game. That was their last loss in the regular season. You remember that day. He came in after Barron had gotten hurt and put on a show.
Yeah. He's done well in mop-up duty as well this season.
By the way, if you're wondering, the only 5 touchdown game that Barron's ever had was here in a 50-49 win.
False start. Number 76 offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
And that was against Abilene Christian and had everyone here scared, including that guy. And he would admit that in the past, his teams had always played to the level of the competition. By the way, Abilene Christian's pretty good. That's where Graham Harrell is now, operating as an offensive analyst. But this would be important for Barron to get a 5-touchdown game. He certainly deserves it. He's done everything else today. Swings it out to Williams. Jacoby. Well, he just almost stopped on a dime there to get it down to the 3. 4th and goal, and the fans want him to go. They're going to spot the ball just between the 4 and the 3. Maybe closer to the 4-yard line than the 3. And they are going to go for it.
It's been really cool to watch Texas Tech pay their fans back, the fans that stayed after that long weather delay and all that rain, with an amazing performance that they try to cap off here on 4th down.
Timeout.
Timeout. Texas Tech, their first of the half. This will be a full timeout.
Come with your headgear, baby. There's a refugee from the walk-on program right there. Need to give Upton Belafont an opportunity to kick a field goal here. 2 out of 2 is longest, only 29 yards. This one will be from 21. Out of the hold of Jack Burgess. Just a slight angle right to left, and he puts it right through. The lead
Office of the head coach.
Yeah.
You got to be able to do 38.
Back in the 70s, they would have said, oh, Brando, we didn't like that. That's another mile you got to run. That's another mile you got to go, son. So time now for Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. And boy, these two have been that today.
Yeah, it's been very impressive to watch the maturation of Barrett Morton, not only in this football game, but through the years. And Jacoby Williams, outstanding job today. 17 touches, 139 total yards, and those 2 really impressive touchdowns.
Yeah, that kind of communication. And now, listen, we touched on our conversations with Joey yesterday and with his quarterback, Barron Morton, but they knew that there were skeptics about the fact that their big wins had come against far lesser opponents. Today's opponent was deemed a step above, even though their record was 0-2 and they had all the problems with special teams. That pass incomplete for Caulfield. But the reality is they did what you're supposed to do in those first 2 games, and they've done it here to Oregon State. Now, it all gets real next week in conference play at Utah, which becomes one of the really big games of this season so far. Arguably the biggest game in the Big 12 to this juncture of the season.
That's why it's on Big Noon.
Yep.
Right? It's going to be one of the biggest games in the conference, and you get an opportunity to see 2 of the teams that are playing really, really good football, and obviously you're watching one of them right now in Texas Tech.
There are no layups in this conference, none. Game that you and I have that follows Big Noon next week is that's a game to keep an eye on. It's actually UCF North Carolina, I believe, is on prior to us, and then in primetime, you and I get Baylor and Arizona State now. That is a big-time matchup, and I will submit that even with the loss in Starkville on a 60-yard play that shouldn't have been given up, Kenny Dillingham would be the first to suggest it, that is an Arizona State team that wants to defend its title and probably ought to be in the mix at the end of the year again.
And what about Baylor? They were my pick early in the year to be the biggest surprise, and it was because of their quarterback, Sawyer Robertson, who continues to go on a tear and show that he's one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football.
He lit up a Heisman candidate, SMU, to win by outscoring them in overtime a week ago in Dallas. Murphy under duress and ushers himself out of bounds, shy of the 25-yard line. So this league is going to be top to bottom the most competitive in the country again. But Texas Tech is a different animal. This is not the same Red Raiders team and program that we have remembered in recent memory. As we come to the end of 3, looks like Barron may be calling it a night. It's been all Red Raiders. Even during the delay, all it did was excite them more. Hands of Velcro. One-handed grabs all night long. Yet from start to finish. And we actually had to start to finish it all over again after this quick punt again from Windsor to open the fourth quarter that goes out of bounds. These quick punts are not netting them the kind of yards I think they'd like. Game summary sponsored by Pacific Life. Building confident futures for nearly 160 years. It really all began with this miraculous catch and perfect throw, and it didn't stop.
I mean, just look at the clear pocket that he has every single time he tries to drop back to throw the football. Offensive line, the unsung heroes. But guess what? We don't forget about them on this broadcast. They've done an amazing job of clearing the way for Williams and Morton and the receivers outside, Douglas, Aiken, Virgil, all making plays.
Terrence Carter was amazing to the tight end, and John Carlos Miller both made magnificent receptions. And Morton has been replaced now by Will Hammond. Jacoby Williams sets sail again. And he stopped at the 45 of Oregon State. Vendrawala with the tackle. There's Hammond. And again, as we mentioned, this is a young man highly thought of out of Austin, Texas. And that game a year ago was just remarkable at TCU. They could have won it if not for a defensive breakdown late. Josh Hoover drilled them at the very end of that game. It was their last conference loss before the Liberty Bowl that they played and lost. Jacoby Williams run out of bounds as he went to the far side of the field there. Pickup of 9, though.
Tim, for those who don't know Will Hammond and what he's bringing to the table, in high school, 8,700 passing yards,
yes,
84 touchdowns, and not just that, 2,300 plus rushing yards and 37 touchdowns. This is the pure dual threat quarterback and brings an extra dimension even outside of the excellence of Baron Morton.
Jacoby's now up to 42 yards rushing to go along with the receiving yards. Looks like he's going to tote it for quite a while here. Let that clock go tick a little bit.
Tick, 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 tick.
But you can bet they're going to let Will Hammond air it out some, give him the reps that he needs.
Certainly, because these reps are in value. Obviously, he's been in the fire, and he's shown that he's a talented player, and he can handle the pressure of playing quarterback here at Texas Tech. However, he's still developing. You want to see that development. Obviously, you don't want to try to bury him a whole bunch. However, you see a team that you have to prepare to make sure they're ready to play in the future.
Dickey is hauled down at the scrimmage. Hutto High School in Austin, Texas, the home of his prep years, Will Hammond. So highly recruited, highly thought of, and the investment's been made into making certain that he is the guy, and he knows that after Barron's season concludes this year. And that really gives Texas Tech, I think, from a program standpoint and culture standpoint, a great edge going forward for the short term. Cameron Dickey with that swing pass takes it inside the 30 to the 25. Vendrawala again with the tackle. In today's college football, if you know you've got a returning player at the mission critical position, that's a huge advantage, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, especially since it's that learning curve that nobody really talks about when you bring a quarterback, i.e. Malik Murphy, into Oregon State, right? That learning curve of understanding the offense, and hopefully you have an extremely soft schedule in the beginning so that you can have those growing pains and still get wins, but that's not always how it shakes out.
Boy, how about Dickey making that little stop? Turned what was a would-be tackler into a matador attempt. Dickey with a little sleight of hand and foot against this team. Kobe Singleton finally dragged him down. Watch this.
Coming into today, Oregon State was missing 10.5 tackles per game. Missed tackles have been a huge, huge thing for them, and it just has continued on today. The latest addition, that last play.
First down from the 18. Little slip screen out to West. TJ West, his first reception of the day. Had a couple of catches against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Played a couple of games in 24 before redshirting, or after redshirting in the 23 season.
Just talked about it, missed tackles, right? Coming into today, 10.5 missed tackles per game, and it just continues.
Dickey spun down inside the 5. That Liberty Bowl loss, okay, had nothing to do with the play of Will Hammond. 35 of 57, 471, a couple of touchdowns rushing. And I mean, that was fantastic performance on his part, even though they couldn't come away with the W. Their only other loss was that TCU game, which he almost won in Herculean fashion when Morton was forced out of the game. You and I had it, you might recall, in Fort Worth. Dickey, extra effort, touchdown.
Number 76, Will J. Dose, and number 9, John Carlos, around the edge to lead through. An outstanding job of kicking out and then leading up through so your running back can find his way to the end zone.
Well, this is exactly what they were hoping for, to have a game like this, to gain the confidence that you absolutely have got to have when you go into Utah.
And the weather tried to stop them.
Yeah.
But they had none of it.
Oh. Woo. For our 2:30 local time start, we were here at about 11:30. Partner, we're going to get out of here, but it's going to be more than an 8-hour workday for us today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But it's been worth it. A lot of fun.
Do we get time and a half?
No.
Oh.
It's not how this business works.
You know, I learned what that is.
Yes.
I didn't know what it was not too long ago.
You get a unit, and that's all you get.
That's right.
After the touchback, Malik Murphy, who's been under duress, and there have been moments when you've seen the talent that the young man has. I mean, you really have. But then there are those sort of out of nowhere Twilight Zone moments, usually brought on by pressure, which has been the bugaboo that he's faced. And when scouting him, you talk to people, that's what they want to do. They want to get their edge rushers in to pinch him, making sure that they don't allow those avenues for running lanes. Cornell Hatcher's in the backfield for the first time. There's a little, that's a beautiful, quick pass to Trent Walker. You really hope that as time goes by, Ben Roberts made the stop. You hope that as time goes by and this team gets more games under its belt, gets to play together more. As we mentioned, there's so many new people in that lineup. A lot of guys left through the portal on both sides of the ball last year. One team that's very experienced, that's been playing together for a while, and even the portal guys just fit beautifully. And then there's this team that's going through an overhaul. And Walker, just when he was trying to bring that one in, lost it. And no one's more upset than he is at this stage. That should have been a catch.
He's been their most reliable target. But there, he just can't corral it and bring it in. And another nice throw by Malik Murphy. And you kind of touched on it. He's shown flashes.
He
right?
has.
Clear talent, elite level arm strength, and the ability to drive the football outside the numbers from opposite hash. However, it is those what was that type of plays that kind of hold him back. And a lot of it is because he's pressing. He's trying to make plays for his team. And you know, he's had some mishaps where guys had drops and haven't really helped him out. So it's been tough for him as well. But you try to get him to stay away from those types of plays because his talent is very clear.
Caulfield with that catch. He and Walker have been the more sure-handed of the allotment of receivers. 3rd down and 4. This Oregon State team, it doesn't get any easier, does it? Who's next? They go to Eugene, of all places. for the Civil War. Having that game when it does take place, not at the end of the year with the blow up of the Pac-12, makes that really a tough call for this team at this stage. That pass goes incomplete for Walker. And a punt formation coming up. When you have to put together a schedule as though you're an independent, that's what you run into. After Oregon, they play Houston. That's a really good Houston team that Willie Fritz has. Just ask Deion Sanders. Going to App State is no easy chore. There's a really tough start to September and early October. Tristan Gentry is back deep, awaiting the Windsor boot. That's his best of the afternoon or evening. And it goes through for a touchback. But that man has some spring in which the 30-year-old offensive coordinator's got to be feeling pretty good about the way this season has started, wouldn't you? 600-plus total yards for the third straight game. And those receivers have been, as an old friend of mine that I worked many a college basketball game with, Clark Kellogg, would have said, stat sheet stuffing taking place for Texas Tech. We'll congratulate Clark. He won the Kirk Gotti Award given by the National Foundation Hall of Fame, College Basketball Hall of Fame. Tristan Gentry was on the receiving end of that. And Baron Morton talking with Aiken, one of his favorite targets. They'll be chatting about that first touchdown pass for a long time.
Oh, man.
That was something else.
That's going to be a story they tell for years to come. Hey, remember that time? We were in like a 2-hour delay, and then we came out, and I just dropped that bomb on you? And then they went to commercial. Dropped a bomb on me, baby. You remember that?
Yeah. Who were those announcers? Oh, I can't remember. That's been a while. Is that guy still alive?
I think they call him Radio Raheem. Tim Brando is an old radio guy. Remember that?
Oh, goodness.
I think the other guy, he wore like a weird number. It was 98 or something like that. 97, what was it?
Didn't know if he was a quarterback or a defensive end.
Yeah.
Jason Llewellyn was the intended receiver. Incomplete. That was Trey Glasper over there in coverage. And it's a fourth down coming up. Just listening to Mac Leftwich talking about playing in college at UTEP and how hard it was for him to try to score on a sneak for the Miners back in the day. Son of a coach like so many, right? He said guys.
He was playing against Rice, and he said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's a different way of doing things.
I'm watching that Rice team, and, gee, I think I could run that offense.
Yeah, I don't think I liked what I'm doing here. Today's Good Hands moment is sponsored by Allstate, celebrating 20 years of the Allstate Good Hands Nets program. How about this throw and catch? Baron Morton to John Carlos Miller II, the best name in all of college football. And it was pure cinema, ladies and gentlemen, pure cinema.
It was. I'm not going to argue that at all. That had sort of the fingerprints of Odell Beckham on it. That's a beautiful throw to Wells, who reels it in. How about that? I'll show you another one-handed catch, Mr. Gardner.
Tim, we might have gave it out too quick.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Take a look at this catch by number 1 in white. One hand in the face, brings it in, stays up. Wow. David Wells Jr.
That was incredible. David Wells. 56 yards, easily their best play from scrimmage all day.
What a catch.
That eclipses his career-long reception by 1 yard. Jabari Johnson in at quarterback now. And he's going to take it on a little quarterback draw. This is just a remarkable catch.
I mean, just the concentration, the dexterity, everything you want. And that catch, 56 yards, is longer than the yards that he's had all this season. He's only had 48 receiving yards this season, and on that single play, 56 yards, and he has 100 on the day now. That's impressive.
It is. He had only 6 grabs all of last season, but one of them was that 55-yarder that I touched on. but not nearly as magnificent as that one. That's Cordy Glass, number 25, with his first carry of the afternoon. Good opportunity for some guys that need some reps for Oregon State. Glass, one of those, a freshman from Hanford, California. Malik Murphy checks back in. Now Texas Tech is going to take this, I think, somewhat personally. They would love to preserve the shutout.
Of course.
Glass remains the setback. Everyone in tight. The extra tight end and a little push for Malik Murphy from that tight end that went in motion. And it's close. He may not have gotten there. Or did they? No, they marked him at the 6. Did they? No, they did not. They marked him short. No, wait a minute. They did give it to him. So 4 more downs to work with, and you can bet Shield Wood is like, okay, got to get a stop. We've got reinforcements in there, but they're going to take this personally now. Glass remains the setback. Caulfield moves into the slot right. And a little play fake, and over to Caulfield, and he gets in for the touchdown. Beavers finally strike pay dirt. Well-conceived play out of a tight formation. They used the motion man and got it in there.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Tim. And it's so special because of the details. We haven't seen Oregon State have great attention to detail, but take a look at the blockers outside. They get the block downfield because the ball's supposed to be caught behind the line of scrimmage, right? When that ball's caught behind the line of scrimmage, you can block downfield. Great details and a great touchdown completion for Malik Murphy.
That was Zach Card, the sophomore from Brentwood, California, that made the key block just before he hit the goal line. Caleb Ojeda for the extra point. And the snap was good, and that's good news for Oregon State. Let's go down to Josh Sims. Josh?
All right, guys, well, it's time for the Sims Spotlight. You know we like to highlight traditions at the campuses we go to. Today, it's all about the Saddle Tramps that are all around me. They are the oldest organization on campus, and their goal is to preserve traditions on campus. A lot of those traditions, like you'll see wrapping the Will Rogers and Soap Suds statue before game day. You see a lot of them welcoming the team with these cowbells. They bang Bertha on the sideline, the big bell that's right next to the bench. These guys, get loud for me. Come on, guys. Where's all the excitement? These guys hung out here throughout the entire rain delay. All about these Saddle Tramps. Can be back to you.
Those guys never left either. They never left. The student body, for the most part, they were magnificent. That's almost Stark Vegas worthy if you follow Mississippi State history, those cowbells. Poor Kenny Dillingham heard way too many of those for Arizona State last week in Starkville.
How cool is that? Those guys stick around, and then they get a chance to be on TV with the great Josh R. Sims.
Now he's going to be telling them, now, if you want to join me at Daytona, see,
come on, bring your bells.
He's going to play that card.
Oh, yeah.
You know he is. Next week, Texas Tech starts with Big Noon in Utah, battling for the top spot. 10 Eastern. Big Noon starts live from Salt Lake City. Then it's Texas Tech, Utah, only on Fox, and that is a 10 a.m. Mountain Time start. And, you know, he's okay with that time. He actually likes it, and I can see why. That's a really hard place to play. Big Noon will have the place going. He knows that. He realizes that Coach Willingham will have that home field advantage, but I think he likes the idea of playing the game early on the road. And certainly getting the exposure that comes with a Big Noon opportunity, which, of course, is the feature presentation on Fox Sports each and every week in college football. Adam Hill with his first carry of the evening. As I mentioned earlier, the game that we have a little bit later in the day, that's an all Big 12 day. UCF, North Carolina. Your old partner and my old partner will be calling that game. And then you and I will have Arizona State and Baylor
In prime time.
from McLean Stadium. It's been a minute since I've gotten into Waco, Texas. I think the missus is going to make that trip. She's looking forward to our Friday night dinner, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Miss her. I miss her.
3rd down and 7. Will Hammond remains in at quarterback. Adam Hill is the setback. They've got a plethora of new receivers out on the field. Hammond's changing the play and trying to use the clock. Now he's running out of it and has to take the timeout. Too many newbies out there at the same time. Joey's not happy about it.
Timeout, Texas Tech, their second of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
But you were touching on Sawyer Robertson, the job he did a week ago in that game with SMU. And, Dave Aranda's a great defensive mind. And he's having to score 50-something points to win, which means his offense is coming along.
Oh, yeah.
Look at these schools in Texas. This is according to the Dallas Morning News, the top 5 schools now in the state of Texas. And those teams are all legit. Every one of them are legit. And I'm going to say this, the team that probably has the best offensive football team in that group, that's a hard debate. I mean, I don't know of this side of Barron Martin, I don't know of another quarterback getting less publicity than Josh Hoover at TCU.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
Daniel Sill, reserve right guard, sophomore from, speaking of Texas A&M, College Station. Of course, the Aggies are busy with Notre Dame tonight. Because of the length of our game, we're not going to be able to see quite as much of those primetime games tonight, partner, that we thought. Maybe we'll get to see a good half's worth of plays of those games in primetime tonight. All the perils of live TV. 3rd and 17. Oh, Hammond got hammered, let it fly, up in the air, and intercepted. Snared by Harlem Howard, 26. That was at best a 50-50 ball. Will's upset with himself, but he had to unload just to defend himself to prepare for the blow he was about to encounter.
Yeah, he's trying to get this ball out right before he gets hit. And he launches it, and a lot of these wide receivers, they make these plays. And I think if he doesn't get hit, he'll have a little bit more on it. But just like a really good center fielder does, number 26 in white, Harlem Howard, who's getting a lot of opportunity here late in the game, makes a play.
Yeah, Shamar McCowell was the guy providing the pressure. And the young man that was trying to make the play was Bryson Jones, the wide receiver, 85, the man for whom the ball was intended. Cornell Hatcher's checked in at running back now for Murphy. He gets a little quick out pattern to Bryce Caulfield. He gets it to the 34-yard line. Clock ticking. Do have a stoppage briefly after the completion. Now it's going again. And by the way, we touched a little bit on my partner playing with a little bit of pain this weekend. But Michael Ramirez, the Associate AD Director of Football Sports Medicine, took good care of you yesterday, did he not?
Yes, he did. Huge thanks.
Offside with contact, number 96 defense. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
All right, so I know you lift heavy weights. You go the heavy route.
Uh-huh.
So do you back off a little bit now that you've
had
had
for a couple weeks for sure.
Yeah.
But, the crazy part is I think it's just because I'm old now. Right? I just woke up. I hadn't even lifted it in 3 or 4 days. But Michael Ramirez, I mean, he took great care of me. Acupuncture, everything. I mean, it's been awesome.
Do I need to break out my Stradivarius for you?
I don't know what
Calling
that
yourself
is.
old?
I don't know what that is.
My violin?
Oh, a tiny violin. Is it a tiny violin?
Oh, my God. No, it is the violin. It's the top end of violins.
Hey, I'm getting old, man. I've been hanging out with you, Timmy. Yeah, I mean, they got, but the world-class facilities, man.
Right.
Acupuncture,
Oh,
everything you need.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It gave me a chance.
I'm going to go with you one of those days and just do those little 10-pound curls.
Of course.
That's all I'm going to do.
That's all you need.
And then give you trouble. Okay, I'm just going to be on your case as you're lifting those 350-pound weights. Quick curl pattern caught by Freehoff, and he got hammered. You can hear that padding. They're going to say, nope, it's incomplete. Knocked away after he received the ball because he got popped. It was a big-time hit.
And, Tim, I learned a new word this week, and it's heap. I heard it's from the South. He was in a heap of trouble as soon as he caught that ball. Yeah, I know that word. That's from the South, right?
Yeah, absolutely it is.
I learned that word this week. He was in a heap of trouble. That means a lot, a ton, a plethora.
And you see Malik has come back into the game. For a Michigan man, you've got some serious Southern roots within your DNA.
There you go.
You do.
Yeah, I'm always learning, right? I'm a lifelong student.
3rd and 10. Murphy, short of the line to gain, but he does find Eddie Freehoff again.
And Tim, I don't know anybody more Southern than you, and it's really impressive to hear your non-regional diction. It's really impressive.
Well,
because, you're from that South. You're deep. You're deep in that South.
My father taught me to get rid of the South in the mouth if I wanted to do this for a living.
You had to get it out of there, huh?
Oh, I had a phonetics teacher at home every night.
There you go.
He'd say, son, you don't turn the light on, you turn it on. And I'd say, Dad, I don't get it. He said, you don't get anything. You get it.
But I'm just telling you, I like a junior bacon cheeseburger.
You do.
It's so petite and delicious.
Every now and then you gotta give it a try. Balance things out. You have too much nutrition, you can. Out of the shotgun, Malik Murphy. Oh, that's a nice adjustment. And that's Boschma. Carson Boschma for the touchdown. Oh, let's see, they're creeping up here for those in some parts of Nevada that might be curious. It's now 45-13. Watch this little move here, Devin.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Really good.
A little option route, call it a little whip, and he gets back inside and does all the rest for himself. You love to see him keep fighting.
You do.
Because this game was out of reach probably at halftime. But they continue to battle, and they've now put points on the board. And also, they've executed extra points, 2 of them.
Going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We want to thank you for letting us be myself tonight. Oregon State was a great player himself, and his son Trey was also a great talent for years in the Pac-12. Sent us a very nice note via text, and Coach, we really do appreciate it. Sent some love to our new group. Really likes you, Devin. For the record,
I do appreciate that.
Tristan Gentry with the return gets it out to the 20. His team finished in our Crown tournament last year, the first ever college basketball Crown tournament that Fox put on in Las Vegas. And he said they really got some momentum out of it and are looking forward to the upcoming season. And, Coach, I hope our paths cross again. He got his team to the Elite Eight just a few years ago, the COVID year. Wayne Tinkle. Thanks a lot, Coach. First down for Will Hammond, who remains in the game at quarterback in relief of Baron Morton, who had an unbelievable night and afternoon. Adam Hill is the setback. Hammond's going to keep it. Well, that's a nice little scamper. He even stayed in bounds to deliver a little bit of a blow there. First down. What are your thoughts? Give me your early thoughts on next week's matchup with Utah. The way they play, as good as that defense is.
Yeah.
Be a lot of talk about the dynamic offensive Tech versus defense of Utah. But
yeah. I think that battle is going to be more about the defensive front of Texas Tech in the offensive line of
Yeah.
Utah. They really
Yeah.
like their offensive line, and they think it's the best in the country. And for Texas Tech, this pass rush is real. They're
Yeah.
serious, and that's going to be the matchup. You know, Devin Dampier, can he perform under pressure throughout that game? Because he's going to be under it in some cases. I think that's where the game is going to really be won or lost for either team.
Right. Utah might be looking ahead a little bit. They're only up 3-0 on Wyoming headed into halftime.
Wow.
And that game is at Wyoming, which, by the way, is a tough place to play. The alma mater of my mentor, Kirk Gowdy. 45-14. And Trent Bray's look kind of says it all. I'm sure he's ready to gas up the bus and get to the plane. Well, many thanks to him and everyone with the Oregon State staff. And, of course, Matthew Dowdy and the fine people in the Sports Information Department here at Texas Tech. First class all the way. Just a magnificent setting. And this Texas Tech program is on its way to what could be a breakthrough season in Joey McGuire's stint as head coach. First 3-0